You have like a connection to these fish and shrimp that like I don't see other people have.
Yeah. My name's Glenn. I'm a shrimp and endless specialist. Shrimps and endless have been my calling for the last 10 years.
Where does your hobby start out for you?
I was actually in year 12, just going to the library with my mates, and I had two really good friends, and we had nothing to do in the library. We were just bored being idiots, and they just had these two fish books. We'd spend like almost 3 months just looking at fish books in the library instead of, studying. I saw my first Alto Lampologus and my first Alto Comps and Calvus and all those Tanganyika and cichlids back in the day, and I was just hooked. Adam actually was really into his catfish, and he convinced me to try breeding an orange spot bristlenose. He actually just really wanted to just sell me his catfish because he didn't want to breed it anymore. But I bred it within the week, and I had no idea what I was doing, but 10 weeks later I had over 150 babies, and Adam got so excited he convinced me to start selling them as part of the hobby to fund projects for new tanks and new fish, and one tank led to 50, 100 at one stage, and it's just been constantly looking at different fish to try and experiment and breed. Because my favorite part is about the growing process, seeing them breed, seeing the eggs hatch or them being bred live, and then from little juvies all the way to full adults.
So, anyways, we can start the tour off. So,
Yeah.
What's up here? Yeah.
So this is what we call the Restebecken tank. It's German for, I believe is German for leftovers. It's basically any shrimp that doesn't fit my line breeding goals or journeys, and I just throw them in there. There's so much cool stuff in here.
So these are all Caradinas, obviously?
Yes, Caradinas. And I just can't bear to sell them yet until I'm really unhappy with them. But most of the time I just keep them for friends and people that are starting shrimp. If they want to begin and learn how to shrimp keep, better to give them something that's not extremely expensive and enjoy all the colors.
It's a pretty fun tank, isn't it?
Yeah, wait till you see them all come and eat the food.
Yeah, they're actually all coming out now.
It's not even half of them.
Yeah, how cool. And yeah, so like, for instance, a tank like this is going to be really good for your breeding because you might accidentally end up with something really cool. All right, well, I guess we can move down.
This is actually the whole leftovers section. It's basically my backup for everything.
Okay.
These are called Kampomba blue snakes. So they're a type of endler. There's a better tank later on that you can see. So this is all the leftovers for guppies that I don't like, or they're not suited, not good enough.
Yep.
You can't really see these fish here, but they're orchid endlers.
So these are all just like, this whole entire rack's just basically backups.
Backup tank, yeah. I don't actually prefer tanks that are small, but unfortunately due to space issues, this is the only thing I can do for now. So these are one of my favorites. These are called Japan Blue Black Bars. So they're a hybridization between a black bar endler and a Japan Blue. Probably done this for up to 5 years now, trying to get that perfect black bar pattern, and I wanted the blue to have no patterns whatsoever, just a nice clean blue. And your typical caudal shape, like your red caudal double sword sort of looking shape. So if you look at for instance, the little one, he's not as clean, so I'm probably gonna have to cull him. Well, I'm pretty happy with Daddy over there.
Yeah, they're very pretty.
Yeah. Blue, man. Blue's the way to be.
Yeah.
I've created what's called a red chest Japan Blue. So this has been a project for about 2 years. If you can have a look at the body's actually not a black bar, but a red.
Oh wow,
instead.
Yeah, we're gonna...
Yeah, but there's another tank with heaps of them as well, and slightly larger adults.
And look how many babies they have.
Yeah. Endless, man, they breed in anything.
They're all going nuts for the food.
Yeah, they've gone really good guns. These ones are just...
Look at those females.
Tiger King Cobras. They're a really big trend, I suppose, in Indonesia, and they're very, very popular around the world.
Look at those females, man.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're actually almost 2-3 times the size when they're in peak condition. So these are all the juvies that I grew up recently. And then your traditional tiger endlers. You know what? Everybody's got them, but geez, they're just pretty endless, man.
Yeah.
How can you not have them?
Exactly.
You know, like everybody loves them. They're just such a cool, fun, easy variety. I've seen people in Europe make a blue version and a pink version, like a magenta version. But I'm gonna need like 10 tanks if I wanted to do that.
So, this is just even, wow.
There you go.
Whoa, yeah, we're right. It's basically all gone,
All gone?
I think. So, yeah, I think they cleaned it up.
They'll be there for at least an hour before. I don't know what it is, but they always take a long time to eat their food. And one thing a lot of people make mistakes in the shrimp keeping world, which I mentioned to you before, a lot of people actually overfeed their shrimp. Mm-hmm. So it's really important that people find out that the food that they give is actually very, very dense compared to what they eat in the environment.
Yeah.
So it not only makes them quite sluggish and quite heavy, especially if it's a high protein, but it's just got to be a lot less. If not, they'll be pretty unhealthy for a while. It's like feeding KFC to someone.
Yeah.
You know, they'll just be like, ugh, in the corner. Cool. All right, my absolute favorite.
Yeah, I think you've already said that.
No, 100%. My two favorites. That's the orchid endler.
This is the orchids.
Orchid endler. Yeah, just an amazing looking fish.
Oh yeah.
So they're not your typical black bar endlers. They're another variation. I don't know how I managed to source these. They're so hard to find, and one day I just found a guy with them and just bought every single one that I could.
What a cool fish.
It is 100% the coolest.
That is a nice endler.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this is a wild guppy that I've bred for Japan blue lines and long dorsal. So orange long dorsal, and it's legit, it's wild. Like a few friends gave me some wild guppies and I just went, oh, I like the blue, I like the orange dorsal, and I've been working on it for about a good 3 years now.
Okay.
So I don't know why there's some blonde bodies in it, but it's quite rare to see a blonde body in a wild reticulata,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. You find stuff and
We should
see
go.
potential and roll with that.
We should go and do that actually. Go and have a look in some of those creeks. Yeah, I've never seen any of these endlers
Yeah.
like ever. How
Actually,
cool.
you should film this. This all your cherries all my cherries are coming up. So that's all leftover carbon Rileys and blue dreams.
Yeah, so
that I
that's,
didn't like. So
I guess that is a good part as well, like because the food breaks up, everyone gets a bit.
Yeah, cleaning. I got these recently from. This is a pretty new addition from a friend. These are N-class endlers again.
What does that mean?
N-class means that they're extremely wild and as pure as can be. Most endlers in the wild actually aren't line bred, so there's quite a bit of variation in both. Big fan of the red chest, big fan. You know, real endlers are very small, very metallic, very striking.
Yes.
But they don't have those traditional guppy colors like super red or super yellow, any of that stuff.
Much more wild looking.
Yeah.
These caught my eye the whole time we were doing that like talk.
Yep.
These are so fantastic. What are these?
So these are snow white guppies,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to develop a spear tail in them. Now, believe it or not, they're not actually white. Their genetic combo is magenta, stowers, and blonde body. So the magenta is actually a pink color, but the stowers is a metallic whitish color that when it's blend and co-expressed with these three combos, they look white. But if you have a really intense look at their body size, you'll see that they're not white, they're purple. I've got some really nice yellow cherries in there, but they don't really come out that often because they've just got too much food in there. It's one of those tanks that I don't actually have to feed, I just feed the guppies and that's it.
Yeah.
I'll show you my favorite, no questions asked. It's a very interesting one. So this one over here.
Well,
AB Saddleback Guppy. AB Saddleback Roundtail Guppy can throw speartail, can throw pintail, can throw a variety of anything. But the main thing is it's a half body shape of yellow and navy, and the tail is just rainbow. It's just freaking rainbow. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, but that's 100% my favorite guppy.
yeah, they're cool as.
Yeah, man. El Tigre Enla. Not as pure as I would like them to be, but it's their distinct green and black that stands out.
And what, you've made most of these lines?
Not the snakeskin koi. That was from a breeder in Sydney. So that one's not mine. but they're really cool.
Man, these guppies have come so far. I haven't even been in the hobby that long, like, 2013.
Yeah,
And man, I've seen it change.
yeah. If you look up actually, right at the top, I'm trying to create a blue snakeskin koi. So I've crossed ivory females to male snakeskins to see if that will work. So far it's not working, so it's probably going to be like an XY link trait difference. I'll recross the next generation with a female snakeskin koi to try and see if I can get a blue snakeskin koi.
Oh, well, should we look at these silver ones?
Silverado, another wild variety, but I can't explain how cool the silver part of their body is.
Can you explain to me, how do these endless, how do they find them in the wild?
My understanding is that there was a breeder by the name of Adrian Hernandez who got a few of these endless from Humana and Los Patos.
And do they come like different locales of like...
Yeah, there's quite a few different locales, and then there's quite a few, there was a few other collectors. I think one of them was Phil Voisin from France, and he collected quite a lot of different interesting varieties.
You just opened up a whole new door for me of like, oh God, now I want to get some of these. I didn't realize like how deep these fish went.
Platinum pink?
Yeah, I love these.
So, do you remember how you met Matthew?
Yeah, Ducky.
Yeah, so Matthew actually has all my culls. So he gets the chilies from me.
Yeah.
And he's line bred them and done a really, really good job. I've only line bred them for that platinum body look. Dumbo ear red mosaic, so they're sexually dimorphic. Females are blue, boys are red.
They're awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. That's the Vienna Emerald lower sword guppies. They came from America from a very famous breeder by the name of Alan Bias. This gentleman specialized in lower swords, and his whole tank is just lower swords and double swords, all types of swordtail guppies. He's got a fantastic blog on the genetics of these guppies and how to make them. He's actually got more than 8 different genotypes and phenotypes in the guppy regarding their body shape, color. And the final one, which is the Gingerubra.
Gingerubra. Yeah.
So this is a guppy that looks really plain with the light on top, but when you see them with the light in front, you will be stunned by how striking they are. They're a pink Zebrinus reticulata.
So what's a reticulata?
Reticulata is basically a guppy.
Okay.
While your endless are called wingy eyes. So Poecilia reticulata versus wingy eye.
Wow.
So you'll find that most of your endless snobs, as I call them, or bougie endler people, they don't actually say endler, they say wingy eye.
Yeah.
And most of the time you identify each other, whether you're a big endler freak or not, by saying the word wingy eye or endler. If you say I've got endlers to an endler enthusiast, they go, oh, okay. But if you say I've got wingy eye, they go, oh, you mean business.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're nice. They're really cool.
All right, shrimp tank time. I'll wash my hands.
Yeah.
We'll start with the classics. So these are crystal black shrimps. They are the original of the originals. Like the first wild shrimps that came out are an uglier version of this.
Wow.
I just love black and white. Like it's not the most popular color, but I absolutely love black and white.
I love watching the little baby ones just swimming around, hey?
Up there.
Yeah.
Just having a swim, living life in the shrimp world. Right, so these are my pride and joys, the pure red lines. So
okay.
crystal red is the version of that. But I've been line breeding these guys for over 10 years now.
These crystal reds here.
Yeah. So if you look at them properly, they've got colored legs, and their white is as solid as possible. And it's just a never-ending process of culling and trying to make sure that they're up to this sort of standard in color.
Should we talk about maybe these? These look...
Red wine, so they're the Taiwan bee mutations, and they're the red wine shrimp. So they're the Taiwan bee mutation of your crystal red.
Red wine?
Red wine, yeah. Look at their red. You can see it's a lot darker, and it looks exactly like the wine color.
So, okay, with your shrimp, how do you do your water changes, feeding, all of that? Temperature?
There are so many different methods to shrimp keeping. For me, I do 15% water change every fortnight.
Okay. And you use what kind of water?
I use RO water, remineralized with general hardness.
So you basically strip the water, start from scratch, and then remineralize it, and then substrate.
ADA Amazonia.
Yeah.
Gold label, not orange. I don't like the orange. It's very inconsistent for me.
Okay, and then what about temperature, lighting?
Temperature, my room is 24 degrees always, so I've got an aircon. They really don't like anything over 28, but it's just better to keep them between 24. Some people like 21, 22, but 24 is comfortable for me to walk around and muck around. And my filtration is a mixture of sponge filter and under gravel filters.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yeah.
The under gravel filters at the back of these tanks.
They work really well for me because they buffer the water through the ADA substrate.
Ah, so yeah, so this back part of your tank will have an under gravel filter there.
Yeah.
And it's
So if you look up, you can see the outlet over there, and there's a sponge filter next to it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
So
worry.
if someone wanted to do shrimp, you just basically need like, if they wanted to do shrimp like you, air conditioning room, RO,
Yep.
ADA Amazonia gold label,
Yep,
and shrimp food, what?
that's it.
Yeah, cool.
So that's my own creation, by the way. These are yellow Galaxy Caridina.
Oh man, they look cool.
So they came from a yellow mutation that came out of my Galaxy tank.
Yeah.
And that's the cull tank. I'll show you the good tank.
All right, where's the
Good tank is here.
Oh, wow.
So they have more of a fishbone zebra pattern.
Yeah, man, they're cool.
Yeah, well, the culls have a lot more white in them.
Yeah.
Some people like the white. I like the fishbone and the zebra.
I see. What's in
This is my personal pride and joy. So this is my own self-made Shadow Galaxy Tigers.
They're so cool.
Yeah, and there's a mixture of blue steels in there because Galaxy Tigers have the golden bee gene.
This is like, the only thing I can think of right now is like how good of a hobby this is for someone with an apartment. You know? Yeah, like with a little bit of space.
Well, that's exactly why I did it, because
Yeah.
I just could not afford to have 10 6-foot tanks. They've got every single combination. So they've got orange eye blue tiger, they've got tangerine tiger genes in them, crystal reds, and Taiwan bees. And the blues are called blue steels.
Cool.
But I keep
Blue
the
steel.
Yeah, blue steel. You making the face?
Yeah. Of course I am.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. So the red counterpart is actually these guys. This is the red counterpart. So, but I have a lot more Michelins in there. You can see the red wines are the Galaxy Tigers, the red wine Galaxy Tigers. But the white looking shrimp, they're the Michelins. So they're crystal reds with the genetics of these guys, and that's what they look like after hybridizing. We'll go back to Taiwan bees. We showed you red wines before. These are shadow pandas.
Okay.
So this is the black counterpart.
All right. Oh yeah, I like these a lot.
Yeah, man. So they're the most dominant trait compared to blue bolts and red wines. If you cross like a red wine to a shadow panda, every single offspring will be a shadow panda with a recessive red gene.
They look like ants, these ones.
I know. Check out their legs. Their legs are black.
Yeah, that's why they look like ants. Yeah, it's very cool. That's awesome. What do you want to show me next?
You probably want to look at, this is probably the best looking shrimp in the whole room, but it's not my line. So it wasn't created by me. It was created by a very, very, very good breeder in Melbourne, and they're fancy tigers. So they're crystal red crossed to orange eye blue tiger.
Oh, wow. What should we look at next?
You might, while you're on your knees, that's my red wine Galaxy tank. So everybody likes red wine, but I want to make a crimson red Galaxy. So that's my personal project. I've got to keep crossing back the reds to the red wines to actually make this happen. It's an ongoing, long process. Yeah, so that's that's actually a rubbish female, but it's a female, so she's going to produce me some babies. Your typical bougie breeder will just look at that and say that's a rubbish tank.
Okay.
But for me, I love it. Like, makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, that's what matters.
Yeah, and that's the rubbish blue tank too. So there's one particular skunk over there. I don't know if you can see it. Try and see if you can find the blue skunk.
Oh, yeah.
Black with a blue backline. That's what I like. Skunky monkeys. All right, super crystal reds.
Ooh.
So they're a lime bred red variation of your crystal red shrimp.
Yep.
And this is my own creation from scratch. Ooh. So these are all, like, I made them from scratch. It's been a very long time trying to get this right.
That is nuts.
I call them the poor man's King Kong.
Poor man's King Kong.
Poor man's King Kong.
They look so cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
look at all these racks. It's just shrimp galore.
Yeah. So, my own other super weird project
Yep.
is Aura crossed to Shadow Panda and Blue Bolts.
So what's the
Weird
plan in here then?
Well, I particularly like more backline type blue shrimps. So if you have a closer look at some of the shrimps over there, you'll see that some of them are very intricate backline patterns, like that one there. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's at the back, unfortunately. It's gonna take a long time, very long time to develop some good stuff out of these guys, but
Like years?
I would probably say another 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Probably another 10 years.
So some of these projects have taken that long.
Yeah, and they will take longer.
What else we got?
Well, that's the backup line of Fancy Tigers. So this is meant to be my B tank, but they're turning out to be a lot nicer than I thought.
Yeah, they look so cool. Yeah.
Most people's favorite, man. I'll show you the Calceos. So this is a weird one. Like if you look at, this is the red Calceo. And it's actually what's called a ghost mutation from super crystal reds. That's what the Europeans speculate that there is. It's like a transparent red with orange body / head. So the Chinese people call them golden dragons and the Europeans call them red Calceo. You probably have a better view of the black ones over here.
Yeah.
So black dragons or black Calceo.
Oh, yeah.
I must have a Calceo tank. They're extremely cool to me.
Far out.
Yeah,
It goes deep, doesn't it, man?
goes deep, man. So
Cool.
in regards to these two, the Shadow Galaxies, a friend of mine helped me with some different variations as well. And every once in a while, the combination produces a metallic purple shine. And they're all over here. So I've been trying to build a metallic purple shrimp, tough shrimp to see.
I see.
That red has purple in it. You can see the red.
Yeah.
If you can macro, it'll be sick. But look, man, it's a very hard project. They're quite fragile. And again, I've got friends with pure lines of them, but I just wanted to do it from scratch. There's reds and blacks for a reason over there because I actually don't care about line breeding purely black purples or purely red purples.
So you're just looking for that head?
I just want purple in all my shrimp. Bloody Marys. I created the Bloody Marys in Australia back in 2014. So it's been a 9-10 year project. And the whole point is to get them as bloody red as possible. And unfortunately, this is a bad period for me. I've actually done quite a bad job in the last year. I've messed up a little bit and lost quite a lot of Neos.
Yeah, sure.
Top is fire reds. So these are more my preference.
Oh, I see the difference. Yeah.
Very, very obvious difference when you see them in the flesh.
Cool.
I suppose the blue shrimps, the blue dreams are here
Yes.
as well. So
These
I've
are
actually,
the OG Blue Dreams.
yeah, I created them as well back in 2014. And I pretty much just let them go now because I can't deal with having difficulty breeding Neos.
Yeah.
Like I just got right up to the top and I went, nah, this is not fun anymore when they're being fragile. So
Yeah.
I just let them do their thing now.
What other shrimp have we missed in here?
That's my favorite. My favorite triple S. You notice that the legs are white, but on the left side you can see a lot of the girls have red legs.
What are these boxes in here doing?
So these are selecting breeding boxes. Anytime I don't like something, I pick it out and I put it in there. They live in there, and if anybody wants to buy the culls or hand-picked stock that they want, I just keep them in there so I don't have to search for them later on.
Good idea.
I'll just pick them out and just bag them.
Nice.
And that's my second batch of black tie bees as well.
That's sick. I really like
The yellow.
yeah, they'd be my favourites for sure.
This is one of my favorites.
Okay.
So these are the red backlines and red steels. So have a look at my finger. That's a red backline right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Skunk, red skunk. And there's a really nice one behind on the right side. So I'll put my finger right there. That's. Can you see that one?
Yeah,
That's
I can.
one of my favorites. So these red ones are actually what we call red steel. They're a red version of the blue bolts.
Cool. Is that wrap everything up?
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm
Well-
pretty sure it does.
I'm sure we're going to come back at some point and just like
Yeah, if you wanted like a full profile on a particular shrimp.
Oh yeah, man, it's just never ending in this room.
It is, and that's why I need more than 1 hour a day.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, Glenn.
That's okay. I
Thank
mean,
you.
look, if I had to sit down and cull everything of what I like and didn't like in the tank and throw it in the Restebecken, it would take me more than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So multiply that by everything that's going on, and Restebecken tank still liking your food.
Yeah,
I can see over there. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
That's
taking
okay.
me through and letting us into your house and having a look at all these interesting fish. This is one of the coolest rooms I've been to, so thank you very much. And,
Not a problem.
All right, see you guys. Thank you.
See you.